Hi, I'm Dave English. I'm the community manager for MakerPlace. You may have seen me on one of our touch points for community. Could be Facebook, official seller page, or Instagram, or Sellers Ask Sellers. Those are places I touch in. And I am here today to introduce one of our sellers, whose name is Carolyn Murray of Lakeshore Rock Art. She is going to share a snippet of her seller story. Carolyn finds inspiration in her surroundings, relationships with nature. She has a rock solid origin story. Sorry, bad pun. And she's going to offer us some of her seller experience insight, and she had some success, so that will be helpful to us. Hello, Carolyn.
Hi, Dave. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No, thanks for your time. All right, so let's start with your origin story. You got a great one. And if you would start off by telling us about your early 80s vacation that sort of laid the foundation for what you do now.
Yeah, so back in, we'll just say the 80s, not narrowing it down, but my family took a vacation out to Colorado. And when we were there, when you're younger, you always got to bring home your souvenir of your vacations and everything. Or maybe, I still bring home souvenirs, but instead of getting like a t-shirt or anything that a normal child would get, I think it was about 8 at the time, I ended up asking for a box of rocks, which is technically minerals, but a box of rocks was my souvenir from this Colorado trip. So it's been ever since I was a kid, I just loved rocks and collected them. And I still have this box sitting with me every day on my desk.
You still have it?
I do.
Can we see it?
Yeah. 2 of them have fallen off over the years, but it's right here.
That's pretty good odds.
The 2 little ones that have fallen off, but it's near and dear to my heart, and it's kind of, I keep it propped up. So when I'm doing my artwork, I kind of look at it like, ever since I was little, it's been a rock thing, and I should have took it as a sign all those years ago.
For inspiration. Well, I think you kind of did, right? I mean, you're still here doing it, and there are so many things, pieces of ephemera or memory that I wish I would have held on to or taken better care of when I was
exactly.
I'm really impressed to see that, and I think a lot of us can harken back to those moments where like that tactile experience of looking at these different rocks and minerals, gems. Is a really great memory.
It's been beat up over the years, like I said, there's 2 missing off of it, and it used to have like a nice little plastic thing over it, but I never,
Which ones are missing?
I don't even, well, one of them's so ripped, it looks like barite and maybe calcite. You see them there in like the corner.
Yeah, it's always a calcite.
Yeah, technically these are minerals, but they still count as rocks.
All right, so here's a follow-up to that. Who or what, in addition to the box of rocks, inspired you or sort of led you in this direction?
My mom always wanted to start her own arts and craft business. She was very big into the arts, and I get it from both of my parents. They're both extremely talented. My dad is an amazing, builds like the fine scale models, and he's super talented. But my mom did a little bit of everything, and we would teach each other our different crafts. So I would teach her, how to do calligraphy, and she would teach me stained glass, and we just kind of fed off of each other. But she passed away unexpectedly before she was able to start her business. So I kind of use her as my inspiration. She's my motivation and what keeps me going every day and creating. And, I feel like she sends me good vibes and good creative ideas every day to just keep on keeping on. And when I have my moments, where I'm like, oh, it's just so much. I just think that this is exactly what my mom would have done. And, we're doing it for mom. She had this book that I still have. It's pretty dated, so there's good tips in it.
You wouldn't say it's dated. Is that a Borders page marker?
Well, I never changed anything, but there's borders, and then like it actually explains to you how to use like Excel and spreadsheets and that. So it just kind of is making us feel old. But I keep it on my desk as like my, my motivation, because it has like, I don't know if you could see that, but up in the corner,
As her
her
handwriting.
handwriting
You lost
and
your
a
picture
picture
of
of
a
my old
dog.
dog. So I
Oh, a
leave
dog
the
in a
pages,
bin.
yeah, I leave the pages exactly how she had them. And it just sits on my desk as my reminder, just kind of my little boost every day, knowing that this is exactly what she wanted. And I know she's looking down and she's proud
I'm
and
sure
probably
she
really
is.
excited to know that my stuff is in Michael's, because we were at Michael's all the time.
That's beautiful. That's a really special touch. I mean, to have that kind of connection, that something she had her hands on, it's a strong connection.
Yeah.
Thanks again for sharing that. That's a really cool personal piece. Without the personal touch and the people involved, none of this means anything. But there's also, of course, the sort of the business aspect of it, and I think it's relatable to think about when you recognized for the first time that your creative passion could be a business.
I spent a big chunk of my career was in the financial services industry. I was a manager in that business, and it was a lot, it was a lot of hours, a very stressful career. And I decided that I needed to regroup and kind of figure out my life a bit and take some time for myself. So I decided to take a summer off and just kind of enjoy my life for a minute and, you know, start fresh and kind of, do my hobbies and things that I actually love to do. And one morning I just had a thought and I woke up and I grabbed some of my rocks from my never ending collection and a canvas and my glue gun. And I went and sat on the deck and I just started putting together a picture, not even knowing if it was possible at the time. And next thing I know, I created one piece and then I made, a handful of them and thought it was a pretty cool thing and put them up online. I opened up my first online shop and within a few hours I had sold a few pieces and I got hooked. And next thing I know, my summer off became a full-time career and it is worth it. Now my employee of the month is one of my dogs.
What tips do you have for other MakerPlace sellers to get the most out of selling their handmade goods through MakerPlace?
Sure, I think that the biggest advice that I can give is to stick to it. Um, it takes a lot of blood and sweat and tears uh, to to create, and to have a successful at home business making things. But it'll pay off in the long run. So you just have to, stick to your guns and ride the waves and know that things will turn around at some point and it might always not be perfectly smooth and you're going to have your moments where you're jumping through hoops with excitement and then going to be knocked down and just feel like this is too much, but stick around, man. It'll pay off in the long run and everything is going to work out just fine.
What else do you have up your sleeve for us?
I think as far as your online shop, again, it's your own shop. Um, but one thing that I know is key is to have good quality photos and a good listing. When you are taking those photos, you know, if you don't have a light box, have some very good, like an area that has good natural light to take those pictures in. And please, whatever you do, make sure the area around there, if you're doing it in a natural setting, it's professional looking. You want this to look like it's in a catalog. Don't have dirty snow or, you know, outdoor pictures that have weeds in the background or, a giant clump of cat hair, sitting next to it or your own feet, like crop your photos, do what you need to do to make them look like they were in a catalog. Um, and think about it that way. If you looked at your own shop, right? I go on and look at my shop and kind of do a self check and be like, all right, if I saw that in a catalog, that was mailed to my house from another company, would I want to buy that? And if the answer is no, then that is not a good photo. It needs to go. And the other thing is in your listing descriptions, Grammar, spell check and grammar, because I know when I'm ordering online or buying something, the moment I see a typo in the listing section, even, whether it's on Amazon or anywhere, um, or on like MakerPlace, if I see a typo, I won't buy it. And it sounds, maybe a little snobby, but if you couldn't take the time as a business owner to check your grammar and your spelling, you know,
It,
that's
it's
not a
it's
that's not a
it,
good thing.
it's not a good sign. It's indicative that maybe you're not showing much care or effort in other ways. And so
Exactly.
why would you order a product from that seller? And now it's time for the speed round, speed round, speed round, speed round. And that's a practical special effect. Saving money that way. Maybe I'll put a swirly thing in there. All right, speed round. First question. If your handmade creations for Lakeshore Rock Art had a theme song, what would the theme song be?
Ooh, see, so this one, most people would say it would be like Rock Around the Clock, right? Or any of the standard We Will Rock You or anything like that. But I
Yeah,
would actually have to say it would be Bob Marley, Three Little Birds.
really?
Yeah, out of left field, here it comes. Yeah.
It's your work and your theme song. I can totally see that.
So
That
yeah,
matches
I mean,
matches your personality. Yeah.
yeah, and the reason, he drew a lot of his inspiration from nature and his surroundings, but that song was actually playing. I listened to that song a lot. That song was playing when I was making my first few pieces on the deck that day, and actually one of my very few first pieces, um, which is on my maker place. I still actually make quite a few of them. Was Three Little Birds, um,
Well,
that I
that's
had
great.
sitting in perch
That's a great
for my
song.
food. Yeah.
Good pick. I like that song. And you picked wisely because I was gonna sing a little bit of whatever your theme song was, but I can't sing as well as Bob Marley. So, speed round question two. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever done for your craft?
Oh, that's an easy one. I will be outside on the lake, and there's pictures of it in the slide, but it doesn't matter. There was what the weather is. When I need my rocks, I need my rocks. And there was one day, it was actually last winter. It was, I don't know, maybe 5 degrees, 10 degrees outside. But when you're on the water, it's a lot colder. Crazy wind. It was like 30+ mile-hour winds. Snow, sleet just like pelting you in the face. And the only thing that's visible is my eyes. Uh, but when you're out there and you need it, you got to dig for your rocks. You're going to get them.
So this is speed round question three. Extra
Okay.
ridiculous. Make it make it yourself or buy it.
Ooh.
Okay, because there's the DIY culture of like, can I just make that myself or should I buy it? Chocolate chip cookies, make or buy.
Uh, how about I buy it and then I make them?
Oh, you buy it.
So
Okay, buy the mix, make the cookies. That
that's right.
counts. Friendship bracelet,
Oh, I'll make myself for sure.
make your own.
I
Okay.
actually have a box full of them that I've made recently.
Do you? With
Yeah.
rocks or with little
No, they're
beads?
made with like the little beads and the hemp.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are
Mhm.
great.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Make it yourself or buy it. Air fryer.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Sorry.
going to buy that
Yeah,
one.
oh, you
Yeah,
can't buy
I'm
the
going to
air
buy that one.
fryer.
I don't have the
Yeah, no,
electronic know-how to do that.
no, yeah. This paper mache air fryer isn't working out. No, okay, that was a goofy one.
Why
All right, so let me run the tabulations on your speed round results. You've passed.
Oh, thank goodness.
Congratulations. Nicely
Thank
done.
goodness.
Thanks again to Carolyn Murray of Lakeshore Rock Arts for being here. We really appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Dave. It was so much fun.